There's a mouse in Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. There's a shot, quiet, unadorned, of Jacob Elordi's creature holding a mouse, petting it, the way you'd cradle something fragile because you know what it means to be broken. And I thought, this is the whole movie, not the lightning, not the Arctic chase or the Victorian Gothic excess, just this 8-foot reanimated corpse alone with a mouse trying not to crush it. This is Frameshift Deep Cut. We're here because cinema doesn't owe us comfort, and sometimes the best movies are the ones that make you feel like you've been emotionally ransacked by something beautiful. Grab whatever you're drinking, we're going in. Here's the thing about dream projects, they're supposed to disappoint you. That's the conventional wisdom anyway. The idea that whatever you've been obsessing over for years, polishing in your head until it glows, will inevitably shatter when exposed to reality's harsh fluorescent lighting. Del Toro spent decades wanting to make Frankenstein, and then he did. And it's breathtaking, a triumph, an actual functional piece of art that doesn't apologise for being sincere. I know. Suspicious, but Frankenstein isn't just good because Del Toro finally got to play with his favourite toys. The reds, the blacks, the ornate production design that makes every frame look like a stained glass window depicting your nightmares. It's good because he understood something fundamental. Mary Shelley's novel isn't about a monster. It's about loneliness so profound it curdles into rage. It's about fathers who abandon their children and then act shocked when those children come back screaming. Del Toro sets his version in 1857, decades after Shelley's death, which lets him lean into Victorian aesthetics while keeping the novel's philosophical bones intact. Oscar Isaac's Victor Frankenstein is manic, brilliant, insufferable, the kind of guy who'd explain his genius at a dinner party while everyone's just trying to eat their roast. He's not making life because he can. He's making it because his own father, Charles Dance, doing his best, I will emotionally devastate you with a glance routine, was a tyrannical physician who treated young Victor like a failed experiment. So Victor does what any well-adjusted person would do. He decides to become God, to rise up against his creator by creating. It's audible, it's ambitious, it's completely unhinged. And then there's the creature, Jacob Elordi, yes, the guy from Euphoria, yes, the internet's current tall boyfriend, plays the monster with a vulnerability that's almost unbearable. No neck bolts, no flat top head, just a man stitched together from corpses, his torso looking like tectonic plates trying to hold continents together. He's born into agony, and when he finally learns to read, to think, the agony gets worse, because now he knows why he hurts. He's an eternal outsider, a thing that doesn't fit anywhere. Despised by everyone, including himself. Elordi's performance is remarkable because he makes you feel the creature's intelligence and his gentleness. The mouse scene, God, the mouse scene, it's not maudlin, it's not manipulative, it's just true. He's gentle because he knows what violence does. He's careful because he's been shown nothing but cruelty. And when the rage comes, when he finally stops asking, why don't you love me? And starts demanding, then you'll know how this feels. It's earned, it's devastating. Isaac's Victor, meanwhile, is a fascinating disaster. He's got that manic energy of someone who believes rules are for people without vision. He pitches his reanimation project like a TED Talk. Eternal life, defeating death, the ultimate good. Never mind the ethics, never mind that he's playing with corpses like Lego sets. He's Prometheus stealing fire from the gods. And if you don't understand that, well, you're just not thinking big enough. Except here's the trick. Del Toro doesn't let Victor be a simple villain. He's pitiable, obsessed. A man so desperate to prove his father wrong that he creates life and then can't handle it, can't love it, recoils from it. Isaac walks a tightrope between tragic and insufferable and somehow never tips into camp. You understand him without ever quite relating to him, which is exactly where Victor Frankenstein should live, in that uncanny valley between genius and monster. Then there's Christoph Waltz as Harlander, the arms manufacturer bankrolling Victor's project in exchange for a favour of some sort. Uh-oh. Waltz plays him with a twinkle-eyed menace, and for once it doesn't feel like Waltz doing his usual thing. It feels genuinely unsettling. And Mia Goth, because of course Mia Goth is here, plays Elizabeth, Victor's nephew's fiancée, with a sharp, dark intelligence. There's a scene where Victor sneaks into a confessional booth to hear her confession. And she's confessing anger about him, and it's playful and weird and over way too soon. Goth brings a subversive energy to the film, and you wish Del Toro had given her more room to breathe. Visually, Frankenstein is a knockout. Del Toro and his team, production designer Tamara Devereaux, costume designer Kate Hawley, craft a world that's lush, intricate, almost suffocating in its beauty. The creature's torso looks like continents colliding. Elizabeth wears a dress with little green islands pressing against each other. Everything means something, or at least looks like it does, which in Del Toro's world amounts to the same thing. The reds, the blacks, the deep focus that somehow feels depthless. It's gorgeous. It's also at times a little too gorgeous. The beauty can insulate you from the horror. You're admiring the design when you should be squirming. But here's what Del Toro gets right, and it's the thing that saves the whole film from being a prestige museum piece. He lets the creature speak. Not just dialogue, I mean the movie shifts perspective. Halfway through, the creature becomes the narrator. He tells his own story, his escape, his loneliness, his desperate attempts to connect with humans who see him as an abomination. It's a bold move structurally, and it shouldn't work, but it does. Because suddenly, you're not watching a horror movie about a monster. You're watching a tragedy about a person who is never given a chance. The creature reads Milton. He reads Shelley. He understands what he is, a parody of Adam, a failed son, a thing without a place. And he asks the question that haunts the entire film. Who made me this way? Is it Victor who stitched him together and then recoiled in disgust? Is it society which sees only his scars? Or is it something deeper, some original sin of creation itself, the idea that to be made is to be abandoned? Del Toro doesn't give easy answers. The film ends in the Arctic, where creator and creation hunt each other across the ice, and by that point, you're not sure who the real monster is. The answer, if the film has one, is both. Neither. Does it matter? What matters is the mouse. What matters is the moment when the creature realises he's been thrown into a world that will never love him, and he decides, out of pain, out of spite, out of a kind of broken logic, to make his creator feel the same. There's a line near the end. The creature says something like, "I am your son. I am your sin." And it lands like a punch because it's true. Victor made him, abandoned him, and then blamed him for existing. It's the oldest story there is, the parent who resents the child for needing them. The creator who despises the creation for reflecting back all their flaws. We do this to each other all the time. We make people, literally, metaphorically, and then act surprised when they demand to be loved. We build things and abandon them. We create messes and walk away. The creature didn't ask to be born. None of us did, but here we are, stitched together from inherited trauma and half-formed dreams, trying not to crush the fragile things we hold, trying not to become the monsters we were raised by. That's what Frankenstein is about. Not electricity, not hubris, just the simple, unbearable fact of being alive and unloved. Del Toro once said that making a dream project is a tragedy because once you make it, you can't dream about it anymore. But maybe that's the point. Maybe the dream was never about perfection. It was about finally saying the thing you've been holding in your chest for years and trusting that someone somewhere will understand. He made his Frankenstein, and it's beautiful and sad and sometimes a little too in love with its own ornate sadness, but it's alive, which is more than Victor Frankenstein could say about his creation, at least at first. If you want more deep cuts, you know what to find me. Probably still arguing with fictional scientists about the ethics of playing God, possibly holding a mouse.